observe very clearly what I am saying. In Code Java first class only I have explained by using Java how many platforms is available here in Java, how many types of platforms is available. Mainly 3 platforms. So what are the 3 platforms? J2SE, J2EE, J2ME. Okay, now there are mainly 3 platforms. Okay, now observe very clearly here what I am saying. By using Java, I'll go through that paint. By using Java, mainly we are going to take 2 types. Okay, now we can there are 2 types of applications. What are the 2 types of applications we can develop by using Java is nothing but, okay, now observe very clearly here I am taking Java. Okay, by using Java, here we can develop 2 types of applications. Okay, what are the 2 types of applications we can develop, sir, is nothing but the first one is an standalone applications. Okay, now what is the first one here? Standalone applications. Next, after the second one is a enterprise applications. Okay, now how many types of applications, sir? Tell me. Standalone applications and enterprise applications. Standalone applications, and the second one is a enterprise applications. Okay, by using Java we can develop how many types of applications, sir? 2 types of applications. Okay, here I will write the point wise also very clearly. Observe, by using Java we can develop, otherwise by using Java we are able to prepare 2 types of applications. What are the 2 types of applications is nothing but the first one is what, sir? Tell me. Standalone applications. Standalone applications. Next, the second one is what? Tell me. Enterprise applications. Standalone applications and enterprise applications. Okay, now here in that first we will go through that standalone application. Okay, what is a standalone application? Standalone applications and how many types of standalone applications, that everything we will discuss. Okay, now observe, sir, very clearly there are how many types of standalone applications? There are again 2 types of standalone application. First of all, what is a standalone application? Okay, now what is a standalone application? Observe very clearly, standalone application is nothing but a standalone application. Standalone application is a software program. Okay, standalone application is what, sir? Software program that runs independently. On a single computer. Okay, na? Independently on a single computer and does not need the internet or server. Okay, internet or server to work. Okay, now observe very clearly what I am saying here. First of all, in Java we can develop 2 types of applications, standalone application and enterprise application. Standalone application is nothing but is a software program that runs independently on a single computer that and does not need internet or any server. That is nothing but what, sir? Standalone applications. Okay, what I am saying, are you able? After that, here in the standalone applications there are 2 types. Okay, now how many types of standalone applications here? There are 2 types of standalone applications. There are 2 types of standalone applications. What are the 2 applications? Okay, what are the 2 types of standalone applications is nothing but, okay, the first one is a the first one is here CUI application. Okay, now what is the first one here? CUI applications. Okay, now CUI applications. Next after that second one is an GUI applications. Okay, CUI applications and GUI applications. Okay, in the standalone applications mainly we have two types: standalone CUI application and GUI application. Okay, now observe very clearly. I'll write in the diagrammatical format also. Okay, here the first one is CUI application. CUI application, and the second one is a GUI application. GUI application. Okay, clearly first of all what is CUI application. Okay, that everything now we'll discuss. Okay, I'll give the difference also. What is the difference between CUI application and GUI application? That difference also I'll give you, don't worry about that. Okay, as of now, first of all observe very clearly what is the CUI application. Okay, how we are able to use that CUI application, that we will discuss. Okay, in this case now observe very clearly. For example, I want to write one Java code. Okay, in this case I want to write one Java code. Okay, for example, okay, done. Here I am writing one Java code. After writing the Java code, I want to take input from the user. Okay, I want to take input from the user. We are working on that command prompt. So how we are able to communicate with command prompt? How we can provide user input? First of all, here I am writing one Java code and I am saving with, for example, I am writing one Java code, add two numbers. Okay, add two numbers I am writing. So in this case what will happen? Observe very clearly. Here I want to compile the code first of all. So tell me how we can compile the code here. Java C, file name is what, sir? Add.java. So like that here we have to compile the code. Next after that, how we can execute the code? Java space add. Already I have explained this stuff in the starting classes only, how we can compile the code and how we can execute the code. But now we are using what? Eclipse and IDEs. Okay, in that IDE is not required this much stuff. Okay, now to compile the code, which command we have to use? Java C add.java. To execute the code, Java space add. Next, after executing, what we will get here? First value. Okay, now enter what, sir? First value. Okay, here user want to enter the first value. Okay, user entering the first value is a 10. Okay, next second value. Okay, next second value. Second value. Okay, now observe very clearly here I am taking the value is a 20. Okay, next after that here I want to add. Addition is equal to, here we'll get the what, sir? Output. Output is what? 30. So like that here we'll get the output. In this case, what is the input here? 10 is an input, and after that here this 20 is also what, sir? Input only. 10 also input, 20 also input. Next this 30 is what, sir? Output. Okay, now observe very clearly. I am the user. Okay, I am the user. I am compiling the one Java code. I am executing one Java code. How I am able to communicating the Java code? How I am able to communicate in the Java code? Tell me, sir. Where I am like typing that input and input values. This is the command prompt. So tell me, where I am updating the values? In command prompt only or not? Command prompt or not? Okay, now here I am typing the input value and output value through the command prompt or not, sir? Say yes or no. Command prompt or not? Command prompt through the characters. Say yes or no. Okay, now here 10 and 20 is a character type or not? Character or not? Say yes or no, sir. Okay, now otherwise we can say commands also. Okay, now commands also. Here CUI application is nothing but character user interface. Okay, now CUI application is nothing but what, sir? Character user interface. Here in this CUI application we can communicate with the Java program by using what? Command prompt. So here what is the mediator? Command prompt through the what? Characters. Through the characters. So that's why this is what, sir? Character user application. Okay, now sorry, character user interface. Okay, now are you able to understand, sir, what I am saying here? This is the story about character user interface. How we are able to communicate with the program, Java program? Through the command prompt by using characters. This is the stuff. Okay, now clear what I am saying here? This is the story about CUI application. Now I'll go to the second one, that is nothing but GUI application. Okay, now I'll go to the second one. What is the second one here? GUI application. Okay, observe very clearly here also we have to take special care. Okay, now here in the interview point of view there may be a chance they will ask the question like, what is the difference between CUI application and GUI application? First question. Coming to that enterprise application, there also we have two terminologies is there. The terminologies also I'll show you. Okay, now first of all the interviewer they'll ask, tell me the types of enterprise application. In the enterprise application also there are two types. The first one is a web applications and the second one is a distributed applications. Okay, now web applications and the distributed application. Okay, now enterprise application equal to web applications plus distributed application, like that here we can write. No, sometimes the interviewer they can ask directly explain about distributed applications. Okay, now the terminology is different, sir. The distributed application also again two types is there. The first one is a web based distributed applications and the second one is a remote based distributed applications. That everything I'll show you very clearly. Okay, observe very clearly. Okay, done. Now here I'll go through that second one. What's the second one here? GUI application. GUI application is nothing but graphical user interface. Okay, now GUI is nothing but what, sir? Graphical user interface. CUI is nothing but character user interface and we can say command user interface also, no problem. Both are same only. Okay, next after that here observe very clearly same thing. Here also I have written some Java code. I want to compile the code. How we can compile? Java C add dot Java. Next I want to execute the code. How I can execute? Java space add. So like that here I can execute the code. After the execution, then after you execute the code, we'll get here one window. What we are getting here, tell me, sir? One window will be get. Okay, now in that window here we have one header pod is available. Observe very clearly in this header pod there are three pods is available. 1 minute, give me time, I'll prepare nicely. So like that it will be looking. Okay, in that first box here we have something like this, some minimize, and that here also we have minus. Okay, next here we have what, sir? X cross. Okay, now so like that here it's available. Like that here one window will be created. Okay, now in that window here we are getting the data like first value, okay, next after that here the second value, first value, the second value, next after that here we'll get what? Result. Okay, now next after that here we'll get one button also, sir. Like that here we'll get one button also. That button is nothing but add. So like that here we'll get one button. Okay, now observe very clearly here. After that first value here one input field will be created. Next second value here also one input field will be created. Okay, now next here we'll get the result. For example, here I am adding, in that first value is same. Here I am going to add 10. Okay, next after that here I am going to add 20. Okay, next results, after clicking on that add button, what will get here the output here? 30. Okay, now observe very clearly what I am saying. Previous case, coming to that CUI application, we are entering the data where how we are able to communicate with the Java program by using command prompt. Coming to the GUI application, here we are interacting the Java program. Whenever you are typing that Java space add, then immediately we will get one window. In that window here we have some graphical things like a what is that, like a input box, say yes or no, sir, input box, and buttons to maximize, minimize, some graphical things is there. Say yes or no, sir, graphical things is there. So this is nothing but GUI application. GUI application is nothing but what? Graphical user interface. Okay, what I am saying, are you able to understand, sir? Response, sir, everyone. Any doubts in this concept? Okay, done. Now observe very clearly. Here I have one question. Okay, here I have one question. Try to understand here what I am saying. Okay, done. Here my question is, what is the difference? What is the difference between CUI application and GUI application? Okay, now what is the difference between what, sir? CUI application and GUI application. Okay, now observe very clearly here. I'll give you the differences also. Here I am writing answer. Okay, done. First of all, we'll go through that CUI. Okay, now CUI application is a which application, sir? Standalone application. CUI application is a standalone application. Next, after that here, it is able to take input. Okay, now it is able to take input data from users. Okay, now input data from users through the what, sir? Input data from users through the what? Through command prompt. Okay, now through the command prompt. Next, after that here, it is able to provide output. Okay, now how it is able to provide output data to the users through the command prompt. Okay, now it is able to input data through the what? Command prompt. Okay, now so where 1 minute thing like a where command prompt is acting as an user interface. Okay, now command prompt is acting as an what, sir? User interface, and it is supporting which type of data? Characters. Okay, now characters data only. Okay, so next after that, observe very clearly here what I am saying. To prepare CUI applications, we will use J2SE libraries. J2SE is nothing but what, sir? Java 2 standard edition. Okay, now J2SE libraries like java.io input output, or we can say java.util. Okay, now if you want to take input from the user, what we have to take? Buffer reader is available in which package? IO package. Next, if you want to take input from the scanner class, in that scanner class is available in which package? Util package. So that's why here I am writing what, sir? J2SE libraries like java.io, or we can say java.util packages. Okay, clear what I am saying here? Next, after that here, second thing I'll go through that GUI. Okay, GUI applications. Okay, now GUI applications is a standalone applications. Okay, now GUI application is a standalone application. It is able to take a input. It is able to take input data from the users. It is able to take input data from the users through the what, sir? Through the through the collection of graphic components. Okay, now collection of graphic components is nothing but input output like that. Okay, now observe very clearly here. GUI application is a standalone application. Listen sir, GUI application is a standalone application and take input data from the users through the what, sir? Through the collection of graphic components. Graphic components is nothing but what? Like input fields, add buttons. Okay, na something. This all are the like this. Okay, na graphic components and it is able to provide the output. It is able to provide output data through the what, sir? Output data to the users output data to the users through the same collection of graphic components. Second, same collection of graphic components. Okay, now observe very clearly here the collection of graphic components. Okay, collection of graphic components is called, okay na, collection of graphic components is called and what, sir, tell me? Called an user interface. Sorry, collection of called an graphical user interface. Okay na, collection of graphics is called as what, sir? Graphical user interface. Next, after that, observe very clearly, to prepare GUI applications. Okay na, to prepare GUI applications, Java provided libraries. Okay na, Java provided libraries like java.awt, okay na, or we can say applet, like the different types of is available. Okay na, clear? Observe, sir, very clearly what I said here, servlets. Okay na, by using Java we are able to prepare two types of applications, standalone applications and enterprise applications. Standalone application is the software, okay na, that program that runs independently on a single computer and does not need the internet or server. Okay na, internet or server. Next, in that there are mainly how many types of standalone applications? Two types, GUI application and CUI application. GUI application is nothing but what? It is able to take a input data from the users through the command prompt, and it is able to provide output data through the users from command prompt only, through the command prompt. So that's why here command prompt is acting as an user interface, and it's supporting what? Only characters data. To prepare the CUI applications, which libraries here we have to use? Java.io and java.util. Okay, next, GUI applications is nothing but GUI application is also a standalone applications. It is able to take a input data from the users through the collection of graphic components, and it is able to provide output data to the users through the same collection of graphic components. Here the collection of graphic components is acting as an user interface. I'll write here, collection of graphic components is act as what, sir? Act as an user interface. So it is also called as what, sir? GUI applications. It is also called as what? GUI applications. This is the story about what, sir? Here we have discussed about standalone applications. Okay, coming to that second one, what is the second one here? Enterprise applications. Okay, now in this enterprise application also I said here, how many types of enterprise applications is there? There are two types of enterprise applications. Okay, now what are the two types of enterprise applications, sir? Is nothing but the mainly we will take two types. What are the two types here? Web applications and distributed applications. Okay, now web applications and distributed applications. Web applications, and the second one is what, sir? Distributed applications. Okay, now the terminology observe very clearly. Okay, now if the interviewer will ask directly, okay, how many types of distributed applications? Okay, now the interviewer ask, maybe what is the interviewer ask here? Like how many types of distributed applications? Okay, now here I am writing about distributed applications. Okay, now if they will ask about enterprise applications, how many types of enterprise applications? Two types. Okay, now what are the two types? Web applications and distributed applications. In this, one minute. In this distributed applications also again two types are here. I will write distributed applications. Okay, now in this distributed applications also how many types? Two types. So what are the two types of distributed applications? Is nothing but listen here, the first one is web based distributed application. Okay, now what is the first one, sir? Here web based distributed application. The second one is a remote based distributed application. Okay na, web based distributed application, web based distributed application. And what is the second one here, tell me? Remote based distributed application. Okay na, this two types is available. Okay na, this two types is available. Now here we have to concentrate on enterprise applications only. This J2SE application is nothing but standard edition, standalone applications. We have completed that stuff in core Java only. Now J2SE, J2EE is nothing but
Java to
enterprise edition. Enterprise applications. If you design and execute any application on the basis of client server architecture by distributing application logic over multiple machines, then that type of applications is called as enterprise applications. Okay, now there are two types of enterprise applications. What are the two types of enterprise applications? Is nothing but the first one is an web application. Okay, now what is the first one here? Web application. And the second one is a distributed application, web application and distributed applications. Already I said one question. What is the question? Previous concept. In the standalone applications there are two types. What are the two types? CUI and GUI. Here the question is, what is the difference between CUI application and GUI application? Okay now, so just you have some idea about that concept. But the second one, next question, that is nothing but difference between web application and distributed application. Very very important question. Okay now, the next question is what, sir? Tell me. What is the differences between web applications and distributed applications? Okay, observe very clearly. End of the class. Okay, end of the class today I'll give you one clarity about this web application and distributed application. Okay, now clear? Done. Now observe very clearly what is the differences between web application and distributed applications. Okay, are you able to understand, sir, what I am saying here? Okay, next after that here observe very clearly. Here I will write the points wise, each and every point I will write here. Okay, done. Here I am writing first point, web application. Web application is a client server application. Okay, now web application is what, sir? Client server application. Web application is a client server application where the complete application logic is distributed at a server machine only. Okay, not server machine only. Okay, na? What is the web application, sir? Here web application is a client server application. The application should have client and server, and where the complete logic, okay, na, where the complete application logic is distributed where? At a server side machine only. Okay, na, clear what I am saying here? I'll draw the diagrams also. Okay, na? Next after that here, now here we'll go to the second one. What's the second one here? Distributed application. Distributed application is a same client server application only. Say yes or no, sir? Distributed application is also a client server application, but here where the complete application logic, where the complete application logic is distributed. Okay, now complete application logic is distributed over multiple missions. Okay, now over multiple missions. Okay, are you able to understand, sir, what I am saying here? Okay, now, and the web application is a client server application, and the distributed application is also what? Client server application. But here in that web application, the complete application logic is distributed at which machine? Server side machine only. But here what about distributed application, where the complete application logic is distributed at over multiple machines? Okay, now clear what I am saying? This is the stuff. And another one thing I'll tell you, very very basic point. Okay na, in the case of web applications, okay na, I said like web applications also, distributed applications also, we have client and server. Say yes or no? Now we are working on that client web applications. Whenever we are taking web applications, in that web applications client is fixed. Okay na, that client is browser. Okay na sir, what I am saying, are you able to understand here? In that web applications client is fixed. Who is that client? Browser only. Okay na, in that distributed applications client is not a browser. Here multiple missions is available. Okay na, multiple things. Okay, now I will write the second point. First of all, in the web applications, in the case of web applications, in the case of web applications, in the case of web applications, the client is fixed. Okay na, the client is what sir? Fixed. That is what? Browser. That is what sir? Browser. In that web applications client is fixed, that is nothing but a browser. Then what about distributed applications? Tell me, what about distributed applications? Distributed applications, tell me sir. Distributed application client is not fixed. Application client is not fixed. Okay na, distributed application client is not fixed. Here client may be, it may be Java program. Okay na, here the client may be a Java program, or we can say like maybe some GUI. Okay, GUI application, or we can say something, or we can some web application also. Okay na, some web application, whatever it may be. Okay na, in the distributed applications client is not fixed. In that web application client is fixed. I'll show you one real time example also. Okay na, then easily you can understand. If you want, here I'll write one diagram, I'll show you. Okay na, now observe very clearly. Here I'll take new file. Don't save, I'll take new file. In this new file, here I am going to take about first web applications. Okay now, here I am going to take about what sir? Web applications. What I said here, in web applications client is a fixed. Say yes or no sir? Okay now, now here I am writing client. This is my client. This is my client. Okay, and now here I am writing what? Web applications. Okay now, here I am writing what sir? Web application. Next here, if you want to communicate with, okay now, if you want to communicate with web applications, what we required here? Server or not? Say yes or no sir? Server or not here? Here we required thing is server. Okay now, assume that what is this? Server. Okay now, listen, observe very clearly what I am saying here. Server. Okay, next after that, here in this client mission, okay now, in this client mission, whatever you want, you can search here in this client something https colon something. Here we are searching on a www.facebook.com something. Okay now, we are searching like that. Okay, while we are searching, after submitting that request, okay now, we are sending what? Request. What is the request we are sending? For example, www.facebook.com. Okay now, what we are giving, what we are sending sir? Request. Give me about facebook.com user interface, like that. Okay now, login page. Okay, what is this sir here? Request. Okay na, next that request will be taken by what? Server. Okay na, in that web application, here we have web component. Okay na, in this web application, what we have sir? Web component. In this web component, here we have complete code. Okay na, in this web component we have a complete code that is available in the Java program only. I mean, here what we have sir? Java program or not? Hello. Here the client is what? Client is fixed. Okay now, that is what sir? Browser. Okay now, we are, for example, we are searching for what? www.facebook.com, where we are searching in browser or not? Okay now, browser only. So this is a client. Okay now, in that web application, here we have Java code, where the complete logic is available here. Client sir, or client side or server side sir? Server side. Okay now, for example, here I am writing web component. Here the complete application logic is available in the client side or server side sir? Server side. Okay now, so here that complete application logic is available. Okay now, or we can say this is what sir? Java program only, Java program only. Okay, this is the stuff. Okay, next after that here I am searching the some request www.facebook.com. that request is taken by the server, and the server will take the request to the web applications, and web application will give response to what? Server. Okay, now server will take the response, and server will give the response to the correspondent client. Okay na sir, that is the stuff. Here what I have tried here? Respond. Okay, now here also we have tried what? Respond. Okay, now I'm not good in diagrams, please adjust. Okay, this is what sir? This is the example for what? Web application. Okay, now here the client is fixed. Okay, done. Same diagram. If you want to write for the distributed applications also, what will be changed here is nothing. But here the client is there na. Client is not fixed. So what I have tried here? Tell me. Multiple clients. Okay, now here the client it may be like a something JDSC application also, or we can say GUI application, or we can say like a Spring Boot application. Okay, now JDE Spring Boot applications, or we can say web applications also. Here the client is not fixed. Okay, now what I am saying, are you able to understand sir? Here the client is not fixed. Okay, now here I have to change the web application. No, this is not what? This is what sir? Distributed application. Okay, now so there's a distributed applications. Here the client is not fixed. This is a story about what sir? Distributed applications. Okay, now clear what I am saying here? Response sir, everyone. What I am saying, are you able to understand? Okay, done. In this case, first of all, here I want to create one registration form. Okay, now here I am creating one registration form. This is my registration form. In this registration form, here I'll write. This is what sir? Registration form. Okay, na here for example I'll take MagnaQ software. Okay, now for MagnaQ software I want to create one registration form. In this registration form, students wants to fill the details. Okay, now so first of all here I am writing called first of all name, student name. Okay, okay, done. Now observe very clearly here what I am writing, student name. Okay, next after that here I am writing student qualification. Next after that student mail. Then tell me sir, student mail, student contact, student contact, otherwise student mobile. Okay, next after that here student course. Okay, next after that here student course fee. Next after that here student wants to pay money. So for that here I am writing student UPI ID. Okay, now UPI ID, say yes or no sir? Next after that here I am creating some input fields. Okay, here I am creating one what I want to say here, registration form. Like that here I am creating one registration form. Okay, now so like that here I am creating one registration form. Okay, observe very clearly here what I am saying. Done. So like that here I am creating one registration form. Next after filling all the details, here user want to click on that what sir? Submit button. So here I am creating one submit button. Take a special care here, very very important. Okay na? Listen sir, 5 minutes. I have created one registration form. Okay, here user will enter all the details. Okay na? User will enter all the details. For example, yes, name, everything is entered. Okay, here UPI ID also is entered the user. Okay na? After entering the UPI ID, he will click on that submit button. Say yes or no? After clicking the submit button, immediately what will happen sir? This data will go to the what? This data will go to MagnaQ software. Here we have one website. Say yes or no? MagnaQ software one website is available. So for that, here I am writing, here we have one website called magneq.com. Okay na? Listen, observe very clearly, magneq.com. This data will go to where, sir? Inside the magneq.com. Say yes or no, sir? magneq.com or not? After submitting the form, this data will go to the magneq.com. In this magneq.com, yes name, qualification, email, mobile course, everything the data will be stored in the magneq.com. Next, after that, here we have UPI ID. He want to pay some money. Say yes or no? Then immediately he will connect the magneq software to what happened here? Tell me. We have to connect magneq software to UPI ID means some Google Pay or Phone Pay or not? Say yes or no? Okay na? Okay. After magneq software, here we have one thing called what, sir? What is that? PhonePay.com. Say yes or no? PhonePay.com or not? Response, sir. Okay na? Here we have another one thing, that is nothing but what? PhonePay.com. Okay na? PhonePay.com. Okay, done. After entering the PhonePay.com, we have entered some money also. Okay, now after entering the money, some money, then again PhonePay too, it will link it with what? Some bank account or not? Say yes or no, sir. Okay, now for example, my bank account is some HDFC or like that. Okay, some HDFC bank. Okay, now say yes or no. Observe, sir, very clearly here. PhonePay.com to here we are connecting what? HDFC bank. Okay, na? HDFC bank. Here we have another one thing is available, that is nothing but what? HDFC.com. HDFC.com. Okay, na? Clear? Next, after that, here after completing the HDFC.com, okay, now after clicking the HDFC.com, what will happen? Some each and every person having some account or not? Okay, now here that bank, HDFC bank, lot of customers is available. Say yes or no, sir? In that HDFC bank, lot of customers is available. So that's why here the HDFC bank also maintaining the database or not? Say yes or no? So HDFC bank is also maintaining the database. So after clicking on that HDFC bank and after completing the transaction, then immediately what will happen? Whatever the amount is there in that person student bank account, okay na, whatever the amount is entered that student, the amount will be debited from that student and the amount will be credited from where, sir? Credited to the magneq software. Say yes or no, sir? Okay na, credited to the which company? Tell me. magneq software. Say yes or no? What I am saying, are you able to understand in this concept? First of all, after clicking the submit button, what will happen? We are sending the request or not, sir? We are sending request from where? Here we are sending the request to magneq software. After that, magneq software to PhonePay.com. Again we are sending the request. magneq software is sending the request PhonePay. Okay, so, okay, like that. After that, here PhonePay.com to we are sending request to what, sir? HDFC bank. Next, after that, HDFC bank to here we are sending request database. Say yes or no? Okay, now after the database, okay, now after the database, I will credit the some amount to the which account? magneq software. Okay, HDFC bank. Okay, now magneq software or not? Say yes or no? Student company is debited and at a time that amount will be credited to the magneq software. Say yes or no? That is what, sir? Here response or not? Response or not, sir? Okay, now response. Okay, next, after that, here HDFC bank to what? PhonePay or not? We are getting HDFC bank to PhonePay. Next, after that, here observe very clearly again, PhonePay to what? magneq software. Again magneq software to what? That student will get one message. Which message the student will get? Registration successful. Okay, so now the course registration is successful, like that. Here the student will, sorry, I'll add clearly. Next, after that, here the magneq software to here the student will get the response message. Say yes or no, sir? Now here what student will get message? Registration successful. Like that here student will get one message. Observe very clearly here, each and every point is important here. Okay, now in this case you can understand what is distributed application, what is web application, what is enterprise application. Okay, now here the student will get the message like what? Registration successful. Okay, so like that here student will get the message. Okay, clear? What I am saying, are you able to understand, sir, in this concept? Okay, now observe very clearly here what I am saying. First of all, here what is the client here? What is the client? What is the client in this concept? Sorry? Okay, first of all observe very clearly. I'll take this first part. Okay, I'll take this first part, this part. Observe very clearly here what I am saying. Registration form under MagnaQ software. Okay, in this case what is the client here? MagnaQ software is a client where user is typing the data, filling all the data. Registration form, where the form is available, browser or not?
Yes.
Okay, now we are typing all the data in the browser or not? Say yes or no, sir. Here what is the client here? Browser is the client. Okay, now what? Browser is the client. Next, observe very clearly, this type of application, client is fixed, user will enter the data is where? Registration form only. So registration form is fixed. Say yes or no, sir. Okay, now okay, next, after that here this application is which type of application? Distributed application or web application? Web application. Why? Because, why, tell me? Here the client is fixed, user will enter the data in a registration form only. So this type of application is nothing but which type of applications are here? Web application. Okay, now web application. Clear what I am saying here? Web application. Okay, next, after that here second case. Now observe very clearly, next concept here. In this case MagnaQ software is there. Okay, now MagnaQ software is there. Next, after that again we have PhonePe is available. Okay, now here in this case what is the client? MagnaQ software is the client, PhonePe is the sorry, otherwise I will tell you another one concept, like a consumer. In this case what is the service provider? What is the service provider and what is the service consumer? PhonePe is the service provider or not, sir? PhonePe is the service provider or not? What MagnaQ is the service consumer or not? Say yes or no, sir. MagnaQ is the service consumer. Okay, now PhonePe is the service provider. MagnaQ is accessing what? MagnaQ is consuming the service. Say yes or no. MagnaQ is not there. Some Durgasoft is available, some Naresh ID is available, some Newzen is available. Say yes or no, sir. Some different things is available. Okay, now so here the client is fixed. Client is fixed here. MagnaQ is fixed. No, some lot of institutes is available. Naresh ID, Newzen, something different technologies available. Say yes or no. Here the client is fixed. No. Say yes or no, sir. So now tell me, this is the web application or distributed application? Distributed application. Okay, now this is which type of application, sir? Distributed application. Okay, now distributed application. Why, tell me? Here the client is not fixed. Okay, now next, after that here again observe very clearly, PhonePe.com and HDFC.com. Here the client is fixed. Client is fixed. PhonePe is fixed. First of all, HDFC and PhonePe is available. In this case, what is service provider? What is service consumer? HDFC is a service provider. Very good. PhonePe is a service consumer. Say yes or no, sir. Okay, now PhonePe is not there, then Google Pay will come. Google Pay is not there, Paytm will come. Okay, some different things is there. Say yes or no. So here the client is fixed, sir. No, but HDFC is a fixed. Okay, now otherwise there also we can choose another one thing is available. That also I'll tell you. Don't worry. Now here what I want to write here. This is also what, sir? Distributed application. Say yes or no, sir. Distributed application. Clear what I am saying here in this concept? Now observe very clearly. First of all, web application is there or not here? The first two part, registration form and MagnaQ is a which type of application? Web application. MagnaQ software and PhonePe is a distributed application. And PhonePe and HDFC is what, sir? Distributed application. Say yes or no? Okay, done. Clear? Concept clear? After that here, MagnaQ software is there. Okay, na? In this MagnaQ software website is there now. This website is developed in completely Java. Okay, next after that here this phone pay also developed completely what sir? Java. Okay na? Otherwise give me time, I'll add some other color. Done. I'll take some other color, observe very clearly, otherwise some color is okay, no problem. Magneq software is completely developed in which programming language? Java. Next phone pay is also completely developed in which language? Java. And HDFC also completely developed in Java. Say yes or no sir? Okay, done. Everything is Java. Okay, no problem. Magneq software easily can communicate with phone pay. Why? Because both are developed in Java, and phone pays and HDFC also completely they can communicate. Why? Tell me. Both are available in Java. Say yes or no sir? No. Now my case is no, not like that. Okay na? For example, Magneq software is available in Java and PhonePe is available in .NET. Next, HDFC is available in some Python. Assume that like that. Some different technologies is there. Say yes or no? Okay na? Now observe very clearly. Magneq software is developed by which technology? Java. What about PhonePe? .NET. What about HDFC? Python. Say yes or no sir? Now tell me, Magneq can communicate with the PhonePe? No. Why? Because Magneq is developed in Java and PhonePe is developed in .NET. In Java means easily we can communicate, no problem. Now observe very clearly here the Magneq Magneq in Java and web application and something PhonePe is some other technology. So can we communicate sir? No, it's difficult or not. If you want to communicate with Java and .NET, or we can say .NET and some other technology, then here we have to use one component. Okay na? Here we have to use one component called web services. What we require sir here? Web services. Are you able to understand what I am saying here? This is also what? Web services. What is the purpose of web services sir? Tell me. Response sir. To communicate some other different technologies, other programming language, then we have to use what? Web services. Okay, now clear what I am saying here. Next here also what I want write sir here? Web services. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Response sir everyone. What I am saying, are you able to understand sir here? This is the story. Okay, clear? Now in this case observe very clearly what is the web application? Registration form under Magneq is a web application. Magneq and PhonePe is a distributed application. .NET and Python is a distributed application. Next after that here the web application and distributed application, the total combination is nothing but enterprise application. Okay na sir, clear what I am saying here? The combination of both web application and distributed application is nothing but what sir? Enterprise application. Okay, now at least you get some idea about what is web application and what is distributed application and what is enterprise application sir. Response sir, please respond. Rishabh, are you able to understand? Are you online?
Yes sir.
This is the program. Okay na, this is the stuff.